Okay, so the first question asks us to find the amount of USC that was deducted from Lena's gross income last year. So we look at her gross income first. She has a gross income of 36,960. So as we said in class, that every piece of that needs to be taxed or needs to be charged USC at a different amount. So the first 2% is going to be charged at 10,036. We need to find 4% of the difference between 10,036 and 16,016. So when we get the difference between the two of them, we get 5,980. So we're getting 4% of 5,980. And then we need to get 7% of anything that is above 16,016. Okay, now her gross income is 36,960. We know that this number, and the number over here that we don't know yet has to add up to 36,960. So to find out what this number here is, we're going to take 16,016 away from 36,960. And we end up getting 20,944. Okay, so if we double checked and added this number, and this number together, you could do it on your calculators there, you will find that it will equal the gross income, and that is what's supposed to happen. Okay, so when we get 2% of 10,036, we get 272. When we get 4% of 5,980, we get 239.20. And then when we get 7% of 20,944, we get 1,466.08. Okay, so when we go back to the question, we want to find the amount of USC that was deducted from her gross income. So USC was charged at 2%, 4% and 7%, and they are the amounts that were charged. So what we need to do is we need to add those three numbers together. So we're adding up 272, 239.20, and 1,466.08. And when we add those three numbers up together, we end up getting 1,906. So that's the total USC that was deducted from her gross income. Okay, so the next part, the standard rate of income tax was 20% and the higher rate was 41%. The standard rate cutoff point was 32,800 and she paid a total of 4,965.60 income tax last year. We want to find Elena's tax credits for the year. So what we know is that from her gross income, every bit of that money needs to be taxed. So 20% and 41%. Okay, so how do we know what we're getting 20% of? We know the standard rate cutoff point here is 32,800 and 20% is the standard rate of income tax. So we're getting 20% of 32,800. We also need to work out what we're getting 41,000 of. Now, 32,800 and this number over here, they have to add up to give us 36,960. So we want to take that away from that amount, which will leave us with 4,160. So when I get 20% of 32,800, I end up getting 6,560. And when I get 41% of 4,160, I end up getting 1,705.60. So both of these numbers added together is going to give me my gross tax. So before any deductions on the tax are made, these two numbers are going to add together to give me my gross tax. So when I add 6,560 to 1,705.60, I end up getting 8,265.60. Okay, so let's go back to our question. We know that she paid a total of 4,965.60 income tax last year. So here it's saying what her gross tax is, but she only ended up paying that amount, which meant she had a certain number of tax credits. So to find what her tax credits are, we take this total away from her gross tax, and that will leave us with how much she is getting or how much she has paid in tax credits for the year. So we write in her gross tax, which is 8,265.60. We take away 4,965.60. So her tax credits for the year will end up being 3,300. Okay, and the last part of the question, find Elena's total deduction, USC and income tax as a percentage of her gross income. Give your answer correct to the nearest percent. So the total deduction between the USC and the tax is going to be 1,906 plus 4,965.60. So the total deductions there are 6,871.60. Now we want to get that as a percentage of our gross income. So 6,871.60 over the gross income, which is 36,960. And that's a fraction. To get our fraction into our percentage, we just multiply by 100 and we end up getting 18.59%. We go back and have a look at the question. It asks us to give our answer correct to the nearest percent. So because 5, if the number is 5 or more, we round the previous number up. So we are going to end up getting 19%.